Hold on.
Like, some stuff happened.
Why the fuck? Hello, try again.
Well, you can't hear me.
Oh, hold on. Nope.
Hello.
No, it's just it's the audio. How about now?
Is it
Ah,
is it
wow!
me?
Look at that. We're back. Well, we've been here, but only I've been here.
Ah, well
My
then.
audio settings got reset. I don't know why it does that, but every now and again I'll have to reset the
Well,
audio.
I am back. I am
George is
here.
back for the
That's all
12th
my says.
annual,
Um,
possibly 10th or 11th, if not 12th. Um, and okay, carry on.
yes.
Take it from the top. We do it live.
All right. So the best new Wonder Woman.
It's the
I
only new
think.
Wonder Woman.
So technically, it's the best new Wonder
Dude,
Woman.
you know what's funny about that? Someone mentioned like everyone who makes a book in my best-selling book, and it's like you only wrote the one. Of course, it's your
It's
best-selling
their
book.
best selling.
I never thought about that. How you can get away with that shit
Yeah. You
in
only
my
sell one
best.
book your whole life, and then you just go, my best selling book. Here, I recommend it.
That shit is funny. It does not indicate at all that it was even successful. It just happened to be the best one that you've sold.
Right.
But yeah, no, I think the movie was solid. But I guess solid is the word. I don't know. I don't like
It
it
had
very
a
much.
plot, and I could
Um,
follow it.
Right, and there was a lot that I did like about it, but then there was a lot that maybe I didn't like about it. Like, I liked it a lot more while I was watching it, and now that
Right.
I have to go back and think about it, I'm like, God, was that movie terrible? But I'm like, no, it was good. I
Felt
actually remember like,
uneventful. It was a lot of silent moments that definitely were supposed to be empowering. That I felt like, come on, let's get somewhere. Um,
yeah, let's see, because there was a couple moments I thought were pretty good. Fuck, let me see. I'm gonna back to the notes. Let's do the notes.
all right, from the top.
Because that's a good way to remember I'm not getting off track.
From the top.
Dude, horse basketball was cool. Uh, in the beginning, the fucking horse basketball. The whole scene was weird though. It never paid
Oh
off.
right. I was like, what are you talking about? Horse
Uh,
basketball? It's the Olympics that they were doing.
yeah, but that shit
Uh,
never paid off at all.
no, I don't know what the hell it was like she wanted something so bad, and she was willing to cheat for it. But I was like, all right, but how does her wanting to keep her wish with like, I guess you can kind of correlate with it's cheating because he's dead. It's not him.
Right. It definitely
just-
it felt weird. If that's what
Yeah.
they were going for, I just thought that scene was like cool at first. I was like, yeah, cool. And then like I wasn't thinking about it until this morning. I was like, we never got paid off for that. The fuck was
No,
that?
we never got a payoff for that. No.
And then it was also weird because it just, I mean, these are nitpicky small things that I normally complain that critique people shouldn't do. But at least it's worth mentioning if I'm not going to be too harsh. Didn't
Yeah,
her
it
mom,
definitely felt like it was leading somewhere, but it didn't do anything with it.
right, and didn't her mom say that she's not supposed to be training at all for anything?
No. This is after that. This is
No,
after they start her training.
I thought that was after, that was like the sister died when she started her training. Didn't Dude
You
Man
might
show
be-
up and then all hell broke
you
loose and
might
then the
be
sister
correct.
died? And I was like,
You
wait.
might be correct. I mean, I guess they're trying to nod to her origin in the comics. At least one of her like 4 origins in the comics, where she is in the games, and then she
Right.
breaks the rules in the games, because she's supposed to be like the she takes the role of like the oppressor, and she's supposed to be reenact Hercules all the time, and then all of them are supposed to beat him, but she just wanted to win one time, so she cheats and she wins, and yeah,
Oh,
I don't know.
see, maybe that's it. Yeah, they were just trying to find a way to kind of give you a
Yeah.
little bit of that juice, a little bit of that fan service.
Right. I will say this movie has a lot of fan service in terms of like comic book random random like stuff that's in the comics that they don't really, they're just like, hey, look, we did this thing from the comics. Isn't it cool?
Right. And it's funny because like, I guess it's like for me, I never read any of her stuff,
I only recently started reading
so I
her
wouldn't
stuff,
actually
so-
know like a lot of it.
I know random stuff from certain people. Like I had a conversation with somebody at work the other day that was like, hey, can Wonder Woman fly? And I was like, kind of. It's dumb. I don't want to explain it.
Dude, she grabbed the lightning. I said, bro, she can ride the lightning. Who she thinks she is? Kaikis?
She can catch the air currents and she can ride the air currents. And I said, so There you go. He said, "So fly," and I said, "Yeah, it's basically what
It's
flying is,
falling
isn't
with style.
it?" That's how birds fly. They catch current. Like they make an air current with their wings. But I mean, whatever.
That was cool
But
though.
she's never flying. Is what the comics always say. She doesn't fly. She rides the air currents. Okay, whatever.
Yeah,
Comic
yeah, it's
books.
different.
Yeah, and she had the invisible jet in the comics before she had the ability to fly. So they did that in this movie. Um,
Dude,
even
that one
like
kind of got me. I actually I put like a little one of those like the CinemaSin style notes on there. I was like, my favorite. I've only tried this power one time and it was on a very super small scale, but I guess I'll do it on a huge scale right now in this moment.
you gotta dig deep. It's anime as fuck. What
I
are you
was like,
talking
let's
about?
let's give me my fucking one of my favorites and jot that on the fucking list. I was like, dude, come on, I hate that shit. Excuse me.
Oh, the fact that we got a fucking invisible jet in a fucking superhero movie of this scale, I was just like, I was happy.
It was cool though.
Um,
The cheese, they did like a lot of cheese even since the beginning.
yeah.
And I thought it was pretty cool. Like, when she's like the whole like mall scene in the beginning.
Mhm.
I was like, yeah, dude, she's so fucking cool. I was like, this is so cool. It's so cheesy, but it's fucking awesome. Um, so it definitely felt like the classic comic book cheese.
Right.
Starting in the beginning, and then actually a lot of the storyline too felt very comic book esque, very dramatic, very over the top. Like, it's end of the world style stuff too, but it didn't feel so obnoxious or out of nowhere.
Mhm.
Like thinking about like Suicide Squad when it was like all hell's breaking loose and this bitch and her brother are going to destroy everything. It's like, well, I don't know, that just felt weird. It was like, okay, it's the end of the world, I guess. This actually had enough progression that it all felt really good, I think, but it had like the stakes. I'm not a big fan of the ending. Let's just get that shit out of the way. I couldn't. I was gonna like just don't bring it up till later. I was like, no, fuck that. I like what's his name's ending. His ending in particular was like the bad guy.
Oh yeah.
I loved his character and I loved the way it ended for him, and I knew it would. I was like from the very beginning. I was like, he's setting up the love for his son so easy. I was like, but that's cool. That's what we're supposed to do. That's like kind of he's losing his humanity and he doesn't even know it. So that's like bad guy syndrome 101 is getting so caught up in something that you lose
Yeah.
sight of some other shit. So I was like, fuck yeah. But then when every single person in the entire world revoked I said, nope, I'm done. Fucking mental checkout, dude. That shit is not gonna happen. Maybe a few people. I'll give you a few million even. But because didn't they say that the only way to undo it is have everyone?
Right.
And I
Right.
was
That
like,
was yeah. They said that everyone had to what's it called?
Revoke the
Renounce
wish?
their wish,
Yeah.
revoke their wish, whatever. But really, everyone
right,
wanted
that's
to.
not gonna happen. I'm sorry. A motherfucker somewhere wished for like $1 million and he's keeping that shit. Like,
Right.
that shit's just not gonna happen. I was like, come on. But I like the anime style shit of just, believe in the good of everyone. Like, fuck yeah, dude, let's do it. But can I get a little bit more? Can I get a little bit of something? Like, I don't know. Even a cop out? I don't know. Maybe, like, I was hoping, too, they would just destroy the stone. Because he says, I don't want to, like, I want to revoke my wish, so he's not the stone guy anymore. I
Right.
thought she would go break it after that.
Right. Yeah. If he revoked his wish, the stone would come back, and then she could go break it. But then he'd have to go get that ring or go back where that stone was. Yeah, that could be a whole other part of the movie.
Maybe,
Definitely,
yeah.
like,
And I don't. And
make
I
her-
thought they would just MacGuffin it, where it just pops out of his chest and she breaks it.
yeah, right.
Because
That
then this
she
way it's
wouldn't have
like,
to kill him. Yeah,
and we
that
get
would
to
make
the.
that would have made most sense. But they really wanted to go for that. Like everyone at the end of the day doesn't want bad things to happen. So the only way that good things will happen is by revoking their wish.
Right, and I like that
And they
some
wanted to
people
have
did
that
it,
scene where she lassos him and then she talks to everyone through that. I guess.
which was cool. I did like that. She was like, "I'm not talking to you," and I was like, "Wait, what?" And then I was
Yeah,
like,
right. That
"Dang,
was
all
cool.
the people heard," and it had the whole glowing thing. I was like, "That's so sentimental.
I mean,
love
they
it."
still could have done that and then had that where like a lot of people revoked their wish and they're like, "What's happening?" And she's like, "It's still not working. There's still people who are."
Still shitheads.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, and I
Yeah.
like that. That would have been good. So yeah, like I totally agree that we could have got both. We could have got like the president and like influential figures that we were tied to as like the viewer. We
Yeah.
could have watched like the dude when he said, "I wish you dropped dead." We watched that motherfucker like, "Oh my god, she did." You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and then he has to take that shit back, and it's like, holy shit, don't die, please, I'm sorry. And like, if we watch a couple of those influential ones,
Yeah.
that we get that, and we get some of these things and like some of the messages, and we have that heartfelt shit, but then it just doesn't totally step on the fact that most people are pieces of shit, and especially if they think there's no consequence, they're not going to revoke that shit. They're going to take whatever they had. So it would have given us kind of an answer to both worlds, which would have been nice. It's not necessary though, but I think it's a little bit of like, as crazy as it sounds, the suspension of disbelief. I can believe in monsters and magic and explosions and all this other crazy and wishes, and I can believe in that bullshit, but I can't believe that everyone in the world is a good person. But I don't know. It's also this. It's supposed to play off too the shit from the first movie. I thought is like she's now again having to deal with people being shitheads, but I don't know. They're still shitheads. That's the whole point. That was like how they left you at number one. It's like, yeah, they suck, but they do their best sometimes.
Right.
So like they could have definitely even kept
That's
some
one,
of those.
but that was one of those moments where like the chips are down. Are people really gonna be so selfish? No. At the end of the day, they're good. So
Yeah, I mean, I'll give
that's
it
what
a
they
pass.
wanted to go for.
I'll give it a pass because
uh,
maybe that's it. Maybe what I'm asking for they did. I just didn't like the way it was executed.
right.
So fair enough. I'll take that back then. Then I'll give that one a pass.
I still don't like it.
I don't like it. Yeah, no, fuck that. I don't like it, but I will give it a pass because it is reinforcing even the behavior that like, people are supposed to be good deep down in the end. And I was like,
Right.
you know what? Damn it, stupid messages, ruining my immersion. But I liked his ending for sure. Dude, he was killing it too. That fucker when he, who's saying that shit at the end? He was fucking acting. Oh my god. When he was like, "You can still take it back. I'm in a very forgiving mood." I said, "Holy shit, he's going fucking ape shit." He fucking killed it, dude. But I liked his character throughout the whole movie. Holy shit, he was good. Even in the beginning, when the dude's talking to him and he's like, "You're a crook or some shit, or you're a fucking con man." Bro, he got pissed.
Not a gunman.
Right, he was pissed.
Yeah.
And I was like, damn, and I like that because they eventually give us like a spoon-fed sad story backstory, which I wish they wouldn't have done.
Yeah.
Because I liked his backstory that was shitty and sad before that. Because it doesn't need to be that shitty and sad. You don't need to be like the most miserable
Did
kid
they
in the
explain in the
planet.
movie why he was falling apart?
When? Oh, why he's sickness?
Yeah.
I think that was just the power fucking with his body.
Okay.
That he like couldn't contain
I
the
was
power.
so confused by it. I was like,
Yeah, no. At
okay.
first I was like, "What?" And then it happened. He would make a wish like with the president, and then his
Yeah.
face got fucked up and his nose starts to bleed.
Yeah.
So and then he mentions to somebody, he was like, "Oh no, I can do this and fucking I'll just wish for more. There's always more. I'll get more health, more youth." I was like, "Huh." So he must be fucking himself up with all these wishes and like the power and shit. And it worked though. By the end of it, I mean, he looked fucking super young and strong again. I was like, dang. But yeah, like he wanted to be a businessman. That's just it. Like from the very beginning, they kind of got that. He just wants to be a businessman, even though it didn't work out. And he's almost like the problem with the American dream in a way. And that's why I liked his character a lot in the beginning. I still do at the end. It's the backstory that gets me. I'm like, too much, man. Too much. You don't need that much.
You don't like all the stank on it.
Yeah, because, like, just him being a victim of his environment, of just, like, some chipper college-age kid who has had, all these dreams, and he's young and handsome, and he's going to go do this stuff. And now look at him. Divorced, broke, shitty with nothing, and he just feels like he's a fucking, like, a nobody has-been in front of his son, and he just wants to be a good father and a role model, and he just wishes everything would have worked out, air quotes, the way it was supposed to.
Right.
And that leads him down all this crazy bullshit. And I was like, that's a really good fucking thing. Do that. And leave him as also, like, attractive and everything else. And then it was like, nah, he was a loser, and his dad beat him, and all this. I'm like, oh, Jesus, here we go. Like, too much. But I love the character regardless, though. It was pretty good. I didn't like the lady character, though. She had ups and downs. I don't know. Her friend, assistant.
I liked her in the beginning. I don't know.
Right, because in the beginning I was like, okay, so she's kind of funny, but she's like a little awkward. She's just jealous and wants to be like her. But then, I don't know, she just turned into like a different character almost. It didn't feel right. Her progression to being evil.
Oh, hello.
Hello?
Okay.
You're back?
Yeah. Yeah. I have some kind of-
Oh, I
I'm
didn't know
back.
if you had something for that because what
No,
the
no, no,
transition
no,
was.
no. She just turned
Um,
completely fucking evil. Like what the out of nowhere. I mean, it wasn't out of nowhere. One woman mentions that everybody has to revoke their wish, or I'm gonna have to destroy the stone, and then all the wishes will go back. So she was like, I like my life the way it is. I don't want you fucking that up.
right, and I guess that makes sense. So then she became like scared she was gonna take it away,
Right.
and you know, fear leads just.
Anger leads to hate. Hate
Uh,
leads to suffering.
right, fuck it, that's just the way he said it. Suffering. I was, oh my god, this is not about that. We'll be 2 hours, dude. um, but what do you call it? I do, dude. I do like uh some bits like when she was like insecure about herself still. So that was pretty good. She's well acted. I think she's actually the chick from Bridesmaids. I want to say she's one of
Kristen
the
Wiig.
main chick.
Kristen Wiig.
Maybe I don't know. Then I don't know. Whew, I'm very rare that I know names.
Right.
But
Mate.
what do you call it? Let's see what else we got in here.
Yeah, it's her.
Nice. Yes, I thought so.
Yeah. Yeah, she's funny.
Let's see. I loved his intro at the beginning. Holy shit! When he's like when the movie starts and it's doing like the
Oh,
black
yeah.
and gold intro. I said, bro, where do I invest? Holy shit! That shit was great. One thing I thought was weird when she's sitting there, and I guess they're supposed to show she's like shitty and lonely now. When she's like eating dinner, and she's already got like some wine, and she's been chilling there clearly, and the dude walks up. Oh, are you gonna be alone? Or are you waiting for someone? And she's like, well, I'm alone, and he just like takes all the stuff away and leaves her there. I'm like, so are we supposed to feel bad for her? I was like,
Yeah, she's sad. Her boyfriend's dead.
but also like when she shows up, she'd say table for one, and he's been waiting on her, so he would have already
Yeah.
had
It's
her
that
drink
weird,
orders.
like, yeah, movie shit where they just want you to know, they want you to feel this, but we're just not gonna have we're just not gonna have actual logic in it.
Right.
Yeah,
It's just like, hey, you need to know that she's sad and alone. But they had
Right.
some scenes for that already.
Right.
So I don't know. I guess that's fine. It's a little nitpicky stuff that doesn't really matter. But I'm like, even that scene I think wasn't important. I already knew she was sad.
Right.
And like even her conversation she was having with what's her name. She was talking about stuff like that. Then of course you saw all the mementos and stuff in her her apartment. So I don't know. Maybe I think they had enough, but usually I'm the guy who misses everything, so that was weird. But I liked what do you call it? I liked her story a lot though. Hey, shut up! Boop 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 boop. But yeah, no, her story was great because I think like I don't know, it's the kind of thing. It was one line like the storyline I think she had was really good, but it was the one line in particular she had that actually blew me away, and I was like, ooh, let's go. That we don't get enough of. I mean, probably we do. Let's be honest. But when I say I don't get enough of, it's just because it's really fucking good. Is when like the heroes talk about the shit they sacrifice all the time. That just is normal life for them. That everyone's used to. She's like, literally, what'd she say? She's like, for how many years or something? She's like, I'm always doing this. I'm always saving these people. I'm always doing this shit. And I only wanted one thing. And I was like, damn, you know, because it's true. She does all this shit all the time, and she's like, I don't care. You know, even in the same breath, she's like, I don't care about doing that, but can I have one thing in my fucking life that I want after giving everything that I've had for all these people that I don't even fucking know forever? And I was like, jeez, that's fucking deep.
Good actress.
That shit was really good.
That was really good.
So that's something I always like anyway.
You like the montage they had with Chris Pine and the clothes.
Dude, oh my god. Why is every outfit he has a fucking fanny pack? That shit was so funny.
He loved that American fanny pack.
No, dude, no, I love it. What did he say? Oh, fuck, let me see. I think I got it on here too. That shit is funny. He said, American issue bag? Because it had the fucking flag on. I said, bro, it's not American issue. It's from like a fucking department store.
I don't know if he was making a joke or He actually thought American issue.
Well, think about it. Anything at his point in his timeline that had American on it was just
Yeah, and a
made for
flag.
like
Yeah.
fucking soldiers and shit, probably.
That's funny. That's
Oh man. And then it was another one of the best fucking joke telling that we've talked about before. When he's sitting there, he was like, she's like, "How'd you find me?" And something, oh, phone book? He said, "Yeah, some things just never go out of style." Or he said, "Some things are timeless." I was like, bro. That's fucking hilarious. Because in his mind, he's in the future.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, dude, I traveled all the way to the future, bro. And phone books are still a thing. Some things are just timeless. Did they never?" Oh my god. Stupid shit like that's so fucking funny. Oh man. I did like the setup though. I like the setup when it's like, you know,
Oh,
like he
did
gets
she
the-
make a wish? I was like, she just held the thing and said, "I know what I'd wish for."
I think she thought the wish.
Yeah, so I was like, so does it work with just thinking, or does it work with you having to say the wish? Because he always said, "Don't you wish?" Like he always tried to trick people with using words.
Right. That's true. He did make it seem like that. Maybe she just wished it, and maybe she used the correct words, but she has to just think it.
Right.
Maybe the verbiage is what's important, not out loud or not.
Right.
But yeah, the setup was good though, because I like the way they did it. Because I don't know, it's just cool storytelling. Like you see the dude, man, I wish I had a coffee, and then he gets one. I'm like, there's no fucking way. That's just stupid coincidence. And even though like I know the movie has to go somewhere, so it's
Right.
pretty likely that they would just have a magical MacGuffin that does these things to get the plot rolling. But it still didn't feel real enough. I'm like, I don't believe that. And then we don't get any other wish payoffs or anything like that for like a couple scenes. And I'm like, see, I don't know. But they did make a big stink about it. But then when something else happened, I don't know what it was. Something happened, and I was like, oh, that means Sexy Boy's coming back.
So I didn't like the inconsistency of how fast the wishes worked.
That
Like,
was
some of
one
them
thing
were
I
just-
noticed. Yeah, by the end of
Yeah.
it, there's shit. Their like stuff is evaporating in thin air.
Yeah.
I was like,
And I was like, oh yeah, in the beginning it was like kind of, well, at least not in the beginning because that cup of coffee was pretty fucking fast. But the that girl who wished to be like Gal Gadot, she fucking or Wonder Woman, she fucking slowly was turning into like confident and then all this like powerful and all the other stuff.
right,
was
because
over
it
a
wasn't
couple
until a couple days later she ripped off the fridge.
Yeah, exactly.
And that was when she started going evil when she stomped that dude out. I think she killed him actually.
Maybe
Because that last kick she did looked like maybe like broke his neck or something, and he was just laying limp in the road.
Yeah.
It's like, damn,
Creep deserved it.
crazy bitch though. Oh my god. Then dude, one of her friends shows up. He's like, "What happened to you? Are you okay? Mind
Is
your
that guy
fucking
still dead or
business."
did that get reversed?
But they never really explain what she lost though. She hints at it, but I thought
Yeah.
it was just cheesy. She's like, "Where's your warmth and how nice you used to be?"
Oh right, yeah.
I
she
was like,
lost
"That's
her
not a
will.
fucking penalty."
Hey, calm down.
So it didn't seem like she actually lost anything for what she got.
Right.
Unless maybe we don't know, like behind the scenes, all her family is all dead or some shit. Like, but
Yeah, family. Did she care about them?
I don't think so. But maybe that's like something that happens, you know.
Maybe.
But they definitely didn't seem like it was very overt that she lost anything. Unless that's what they were going for, is see, you're not a nice person anymore. I don't think she was ever a nice person. I think she was just like never had an
Maybe
opportunity
she
to be a
was-
dickhead.
Maybe she was at some point. But now
Maybe.
she wasn't. She lost her warmth. We didn't get to know her.
I don't know. Because I always never believe in those. Because the people who are like that in real life, it's like why you see the most like evil, like ugly nerd dudes, because they're just fucking jaded, dude. People like that. Like she said, she was ugly and no one liked her. She's weird. She's awkward. Everyone
Right.
makes fun of her behind her back. That causes people to be jaded as fuck. So then, like the
She
first
definitely
time,
would've- I don't think she would have liked Wonder Woman's character, but
which one?
that girl, the blonde girl, I definitely don't think she would have liked her because she was like, "Oh, you're pretty, you're hot, you're smart, all this. Now fuck you."
Right, right. She'd have been more jealous.
Right.
She did seem a little sad though, rather than angry type. She was more of like sad type. It seemed like.
Yeah.
So maybe she would have been like, if I can just be around her, that's enough for me. Because she
wanna
did
be a
seem
real
like that in the
girl.
beginning when she was like helping her pick the papers up.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to hang out sometime, please? I don't have any friends, and you're hot, and everyone likes you. So it's like,
I thought they were gonna make her a lesbian. I don't know. And then she was gonna be mad whenever Gal Gadot rejects her, but that's not where they went at all.
dang, that could have
Like,
worked
oh,
pretty good, and it would have given her a really easy thing to go be evil. Um, because then she's just like angry and like scorned. So it's
I like
much,
when she was like subtle, like slightly putting it together. Whenever she was like, "Who's this?" An old friend. What do you do? I'm a pilot. And she said, "Pilot."
right. Hmm. That shit was
Weird.
funny. But did you notice that Sexy Boy was not quite as Sexy Boy in this movie?
Chris Pine? Yeah, he
Yeah.
seemed a little.
I don't know if he's like aging or if it was the lighting or the way the shots were.
It was only a few years later, and he was already supposed to be an older guy in the other movie, anyways. He was supposed to be like 35 or
Right.
something like that. Yeah.
So I didn't think that. I was like, man, why does he look in some scenes just nowhere near as sexy? I was like, maybe it's like I'm just, some kind of stereotype now. I want all my actors to be the hottest all the time. But I guess it just shocked me because even like every scene he was in the first one, it was just dashing and daring and handsome in every scene, no matter what. And then there was a few in this one he looked more like human, I guess to put it that way, and make it sound really weird. He didn't look like some perfect movie star. But what do you call it? I thought that actually what's her name was taking Diana's power for a little bit. Um, that was a bit ambiguous for a while, but it ended up not being the case. Because at first, when they wished for their stuff, it was like Diana was getting sick all of a sudden while she
Yeah,
got
she was, it
stronger.
was taking her power.
Huh?
Oh, wait, the stone was taking her power because that
Yeah, it
was
looked like the
the
girl was doing it at first.
Oh,
Because
okay.
as the scenes progressed, she got stronger while Diana got weaker almost every shot for shot.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Okay.
is she just taking it?
They just had the same they just had their wishes at the same time, so it was probably just the same rate of she was gaining it as she was losing as Diana was losing hers.
It's possible, yeah. Like I said, that's pretty much what happened. Dude, he knew how to fly those new planes. I don't know. I don't know if I should give this a slap on the wrist or not. Because I was like, that's been how many years? I said, yeah, they have a throttle, they have, ignition, they have similar stuff. I was like, but how, that motherfucker just
Possibly. I
hopped
don't know.
in?
I don't know exactly how much that would translate, so I can't say.
Right, I'm not a pilot. And I do imagine that maybe they keep them pretty consistent. Just for,
Maybe.
like, if it works, it works.
I mean, he did like stumble around. He's like, this would be this. This is this. Okay.
Right. So maybe it's like, it's close enough.
He figured it out based on the gauges and where the switches were.
Right.
Maybe. I don't know. I'm not a pilot. I don't know where that shit is. Uh,
Right. It was so sad, dude. When fucking Diana had to lose her boyfriend though again.
right. With her crying and running, that shit was fucking cool as
Ooh,
shit.
buddy. He said we have to talk about this. I can't talk about this. I was like, holy shit, dude. It's too much, but it's good though, cause that's like, I don't know, man. That's the kind of shit that makes heroes the best. Is when they're
Right.
people too.
When they have to give. Oh, I was gonna say sacrifice.
No.
But yeah, they have the emotions and the sacrifice because they're giving up stuff for the people.
Right.
It's just it's so fucking great. Like when Spider-Man has to give up his life, basically for the people of New York, and they don't know who the fuck he is.
Dude, no, when he died, I couldn't take that. I couldn't take that shit. Spoilers, by the way. Tune out for 30 seconds or something. But dude, when the fucking holy George, when he walks in and the two buddies are sitting there talking, oh, I got accepted to this, and it's like, can I help you? I was like, yes, you can help him. You're supposed to be in love. I hate this movie. God, fuck that shit. That is like, I think that's like a personal thing for me too. Is like I couldn't handle like in my own personal life. Someone has like
Yeah.
Alzheimer's or something.
Right.
I couldn't do it. I probably fucking just like tear up and die, dude. Because holy shit, that's like more sad than someone dies. Is they don't even know who the fuck you are. Oh my god. Whew.
Yeah.
I can't take that
Yeah.
shit.
Self-sacrifice. Heroes. That's awesome.
It is good, yeah. And I do love what he says though. God, he's such a fucking man. She's like, yeah, I'll never love again. He said, honestly, I hope that's not true. It was like, there's a fucking big wide world out there, and I already had my time, And I was
Right.
just like, God damn it, you can't be such a man.
He's so good.
Oh, holy cow!
I like they were hinting a romance between her and the fucking dude that his body he was in.
Was that the end? That was the same guy?
Yeah, same guy.
I thought so. I said, is that the dude?
We didn't get to see him because
We see a little bit
were-
in the mirror in the beginning.
right, yeah.
That
And the
shit was
first time
funny.
you see him when he goes, Diana, and she's like, I don't know you.
That's my purse!
But yeah, that was him. I don't know. Some part of me would have rather they hire a new actor, a new funny actor, and then told him you have to act like Chris Pine did in this movie, how he would react in a different person's body, and just had it like that guy the whole movie. But
It could have worked,
I don't know.
but then I think it's
Yeah.
not Sexy Boy. I don't know.
make another sexy boy.
Yeah, but he's already there. You know what I mean?
You can hire another sexy actor. Mm-hmm.
It's true, but he already has a piece of my heart,
Oh,
just
yeah,
like
yeah,
Diana.
It's just so much easier to have Chris Pine. So,
It's his
Replay him.
charisma. I just can't describe it. Holy cow!
uh,
There's some actors they got it, you know, and that fucker has some charisma, but it's never too much. That's the perfect. He's the perfect combination of sexy and cute. I still don't remember what movie that's from, but I always love that quote.
I
Oh,
feel like that's something somebody said about Ryan Reynolds.
it was in something. It was like some movie, and she's like a romantic. It was some romance movie, and she's talking about some guy, and it was like he's the perfect combination of sexy and cute. And they use it a couple times throughout the movie, and then eventually like they figure it out. I think it actually was one where like this dude is dating his friend's daughter or some shit, possibly.
yeah.
That may have been that one. Crazy movie, not important. But
Okay.
but yeah, no, it's fucked up. Yeah, cause like he's such a man. He's like just go, and I think he knows she's like a god lady, so she's gonna be like
Right.
living way longer than he would. So she never.
Yeah, even in that body, yeah, he'll yeah.
So like
He'll be
she's
temporary.
gonna yeah
Temporary part
eventually
of her life.
right. So eventually he's gonna die, and she's gonna live on hundreds of years. So it's like, damn, you know what I mean? Like he knows better, but it's that shit. That's what makes it worse. But then
That
like
shit
when
hurt.
he ends it, that's what
Yeah.
made it too good, man. Like fucking he let her down so good. He was like, she said something like I'll forget you and love you or something. He said don't worry about that. I'm already gone. And then like just hugs her, but she can't see his face. And I was like, damn, that's like an easy way to be like. Mentally, he just tells her, yeah, I'm already gone, then doesn't say a word after that. And then she has to pretty much leave, and like, oh, she walked away so fast, too. Holy cow. Too good. The drama
Yeah,
bits, some of the
flash
drama
away.
bits are really good. Dude, that armor was so fucking cool. Oh, baby.
Oh, right, the armor.
That armor was
eh.
fucking cool. You don't
I
like
think it
it?
looks whatever. I don't like it.
Oh my gosh! Listen, also though, we've talked about this before. I seen it, and I say, God damn it, I'm close. I say, give me a fucking Hawk Girl movie. We already got some winged armor. Come on, baby. Oh my
I think it's
God.
whatever. I think it's fine.
So maybe I'm just biased as fuck, and I'm imprinting Hawk Girl in that armor. Fucking, that's all of the fan service I can get.
I think it was just too much gold. I don't know.
It was very gold, but it didn't look tacky or cheesy. And normally I'm not a big gold guy myself. But they didn't do
more
any
of a
huge
silver
things
guy.
in the sun. It wasn't like she wore it in the sun and it gleams off to everything.
Right.
It was just like badass looking.
It looked good. I wasn't a fan of it.
Fair enough. I don't like the way that they destroyed it. That shit fucking another one of those things that pisses me off in all movies. We have this ancient 10 billion year old shit that used this fucking some ancient times to destroy gods and it's all powerful. We're gonna bring it back for this movie. Yeah! And we're gonna break the shit out of it within 10 minutes by like some regular dude.
You got to, because you gotta hype it up, and then whenever the villain destroys it, and then she has to fucking fight without it. It's tense. It's epic.
No, it's not. It's stupid. Especially the fucking cheetah stupid bitch. She wasn't threatening at all.
She was Cheetah. She is one of her arch nemesis.
Yeah, and she looks scary as fuck and buff in like the comic renditions.
Yeah.
She did not look scary. She looked emaciated, like she was on fucking drugs. Her hair's all
I thought she
stringy
looked
and
cute.
white. And
I thought she looked hot. So,
I didn't like it. I thought she looked fucking like her hair looked all stringy and fucked up, and she just looked like she's like, "Hey, I'm gonna get you, man. Like, fuck, I don't know. It just did not look cool.
Man, I'm gonna rip your fucking armor apart and sell it for crack.
Right, she looked kind of fucked up. Now, sometimes it did look cool. They had a couple scenes where like her face actually looked really well done, and like the hair and everything looked really good. And then a couple other shots, it looked fucking like a crackhead. I was like, what the fuck? She looked really cool a second ago. I don't know if it was just the lighting or maybe whatever. And some of it, she was like wet hair too.
Something they did in post. I don't know.
Um,
The wet hair, they do that in wrestling. It makes it look epic.
I don't know. It's where it works for fucking like 250-pound buff guys on steroids. It didn't look good for her at all.
Do the wet hair with females in wrestling. I just thought about that.
No, it's usually just like they're just hot, you know. They got the poofy
Yeah.
hair. They use like the big like the teases
Yeah.
and stuff.
Mm.
But yeah, I don't know. The fight overall was fucking cool though. It was definitely like really cool fight. Is Diana immune to electricity? I mean, she has to be, right? But she was just in there.
Depends on who writes the
She's.
script.
I mean, okay, that's all comics, I guess. Yeah, depends on who's writing
She's
it.
resistant. She's
Shock
she's a daughter of
resistant.
Zeus.
That's true. Yeah, it checks out. So that's all the explanation I needed. Good to go. I can't believe she's not dead though. I hope she's. I wanted to like stab her in the chest with the fucking electricity. That'd have been cool.
Oh, Cheetah?
Yeah. Because I seen the
Yeah.
electricity thing
Well,
coming
she,
down.
She lost her power because everybody renounced. Even she renounced her wish, I guess.
Boo! Bitch should have been dead.
Why
I thought she was dead.
did everyone have to renounce their wish? I just thought. Oh wait.
That's sort of like the ancient text. They found the ancient text, and the dude was
Why
reading
does
them, and
everyone have to.
he
renounce?
said, "Yeah." He said the only way to do it is to everyone renounce it or destroy the ring, or I mean the stone.
I mean, it is the ring of power. Lord of the
Right.
Rings. The MacGuffin.
That was a good scene when she picked it up and she dropped that shit real fast.
Yeah.
When she seen like the ancient god text,
Yeah.
I was like, "Ooh." That makes me as like the viewer super scared and interested all of a sudden. I'm like, "Yeah, read it." Where'd it come
all I
from?
kept thinking is, it's the One Ring. It's Elven.
That shit was cool, and they brought up other gods too, which was cool. It wasn't just like the Roman ones that she was from. It was like some Aztec god. I don't know if it was even older.
She's not Roman. She's Greek.
Was she? I thought she was like the book on Roman
Zeus
stuff.
is her father.
It was Zeus, isn't it? Yeah.
It's not Jupiter.
What the fuck was she looking at some Roman book in this movie?
It was for Latin because those Latin texts on the around of the stone.
Yeah, that confused
The
the
face
hell
of
out
the
of me.
stone was in
It is
Latin.
always Greek, isn't it? No one ever uses Roman.
It
Or at
was
least
Latin.
very rarely, no one uses like the
Latin,
Roman.
Latin is Roman.
No, but I mean like the versions of the characters. Like
Oh, the gods. Yeah.
no one really
Well,
uses them.
it's because we name a lot of the planets after the Roman gods. So like, if we go, oh God, it's the power of Jupiter, and people would just their brains will go, the planet.
Yeah, I guess
This
because
audiences would.
a lot of the lore was pretty much the same. I know they were a little bit more angry, a little bit more.
It was similar. It was
wrathful.
very similar. I mean, it's around the same area, so it's bound
Right.
to be very close.
But I
Kinda
just
like
just
Aztec and
thinking
Mayans
about
are
that.
really close. Their gods,
Right.
in terms of their stories, because they're right there.
Maybe it was the same too. I don't know. She just mentioned he goes by many names,
Yeah.
but I never got a name that I recognized.
But in the comics in DC and Marvel, the Roman gods and the Greek gods are different deities. They're not like, oh, this is Zeus, also known as Jupiter. There's a Jupiter and there's Zeus.
Oh, cool. I think what else we got? Oh shit! I'm like
I'm
drawing
trying
a
to
blank
remember what
all
else
of a
happened in the movie.
but
There was a lot of nothing.
yeah. I did. Let's see. Look at his fucking notes.
That one dude kept harassing Cheetah, so she got her power.
Which one?
Like
That's talking about the
does
one
he
that
just
she.
wait for her every time?
I was thinking that's the one that she killed. That guy.
Yeah.
He got fucked
Yeah.
up. I don't know, but I think he probably just hangs out there. Probably that's like his spot. He just hangs out there after work and harasses people in general.
Just a homeless dude, fucking catcalling women.
Maybe I think he has a job, right? He had like a business suit and a nice booze. He had like a whole bottle,
Yeah, maybe his wife just kicks him out every night.
right? Maybe. But now these fucking notes are hilarious. I feel bad for the bad guy, sad face. The very next note, not that bitch though. Screw her. Wow, dude, I was not happy with who she turned into at the end of the movie. Clearly,
I was sad for the bad guy.
I was sad for him. Yeah, not her though. I don't know. I just don't like her character. And I guess I don't know, why is it okay that, oh well, it was cool because he just got caught up with his success and fame and he was doing it for the right reasons but the wrong reasons. But then it's like, why can't she just have gotten caught up and just all of a sudden turn into a fucking homicidal maniac and wanted to be called the greatest apex predator beast lady and kill everyone?
I don't know, because she had a drastic change from like super nice nerdy girl, and he was already kind of a dick, just not super powerful, and now he regrets it. But he's still probably a dick. He's still probably a shitty businessman, but he's probably
Probably.
more nice to his kid now.
Right, and he's trying. That was like the best ending, you know. He's like, I'm sorry, I'm not a good man. I hope you can be proud of me one day. I was like,
Right.
damn, man. Fuck out my heart, dude.
I
I
got a
think
bunch of
it's
loans in
because
that
his was like, I think it's the motivations in general. His, while yeah, I get they're a little superficial that he wants to look good. A lot of it deep down stems from he wants to just give the best life to his kid and just do
Right.
things the right way.
Her
Hers
motivation
are
is for
just
herself.
shitty. They're just
It's just for herself. Yeah.
yeah, she's just jealous and shitty and wants attention from guys in the office. Fuck you, bitch. I don't care. Like,
She can have all attention from me.
see, I guess that's why I don't like it. It's like not enough for me that you just want attention or you just want.
The entire movie, she was wearing some kind of like leopard or cat print, cheetah print.
That's funny. I never
Uh,
caught that.
I was like, I wonder if she's supposed to be cheetah.
Yeah, I guess they were hinting it.
And then they do it, and I'm like, ah, yes, it's cheetah.
Now was the lady at the end of the scenes? She was supposed to be the one who originally had the armor, right?
Yeah,
The fuck is that about? Why she just show up?
she was Wonder Woman from the old 70s.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Cool. Because I was like, man,
I
you
didn't recognize her because she has so much fucking makeup, and they tried to make her look young. And yeah, she old. But I was like, as soon as I looked her up, I was like, who is that? I looked the name up. I'm like, it's fucking Wonder Woman. It's the old Wonder Woman.
That's funny because I was like, yeah, why didn't you go help? Didn't the world was going to shit and you didn't do anything about it?
No, fuck that. She's having her own me time. She's like Diana, only she's actually just not sacrificing anything.
She's just chilling.
Yeah,
The
she only
fucking
saves people if it's convenient for her.
Right, they'll figure it out. I mean, think about it. They got fucking Soups. They got Flash, Batman.
That'll be alright. That'll be
They don't
alright.
need her. They got Diana now.
Right. They don't need her.
That's funny,
She loves her retirement.
right?
What was her deal? She like protected the Amazons while they ran away from the men.
Yeah, there was like she stayed behind in like the ultimate armor that could protect her from millions of men all attacking her at once, and then everyone ran away to the mascara.
Yeah.
I always think his name is funny, the mascara. I wonder if
Yeah.
that's supposed to be a joke about like makeup.
Probably. Let me see. Her all of like Wonder Woman's gadgets and stuff, or like her magical items are like supposed to be female accessories, like her tiara. Her last. Oh, I guess the lasso is not really an accessory.
That's a
women.
manly. That's for cowboys, brother.
Nah,
I don't want no women touching no lassos. That's for us.
that's cowgirls. What else? She had the bracelets. I guess it's supposed to be like armlets, whatever the fuck the girls wear. I don't know. Whatever. Doesn't matter. Anyways,
Right. Maybe.
I give it a 4.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I was trying to think back. We pretty much covered everything.
I liked Kristen Wiig, and I like Pedro Pascal, and I like Diana, and I loved like their acting. It just felt like every one of them should have been in a different movie. I don't know how
Yeah.
else to describe that.
Well, a lot of his plot line had nothing to do with Diana, right?
Right.
Now they did have the little bit of fight, but she was just fighting random Arab goons.
He was doing his own thing, and then yeah, like his plot didn't really seem to interconnect to hers outside of she's trying to stop him from doing the things he's trying to accomplish. Like he didn't care
Right.
about her at all, or her life, or anything she's doing.
Right, and he didn't even. What's her name? Same thing. I mean, she was a little bit more tied to Diana, but she was tied to him as well. She was kind of the bridge,
Yeah.
and then so she was important to both of them in a way, but it didn't feel that way.
It didn't feel cohesive. It seemed like her and Chris Pine were having a movie, Cheetah was having her movie, and Pedro Pascal was having his own movie.
Right.
It just kind of all connected at the very end.
Which I kind of like, I guess. And I don't know. This is why I think maybe it's like I didn't.
So like three.
I liked watching it. Right while I'm watching it, I was having a
Yeah.
great time. But thinking about it, it's like I feel like it gets worse and worse the more I think about it. And maybe that's it. Maybe it's because while you're watching, you're just seeing these character stories. But then when you really try and put it all together, it doesn't go together. um,
Maybe the movie needs a goal or somebody for you to hate. Because I didn't hate any of those characters. I was just like, no,
that
you're
is
doing
true.
it the
There
wrong
really
way.
wasn't a bad guy of the movie.
Right.
I like that in a way though, and that's what I was wondering in the very beginning. I said, so who's gonna be the bad guy?
Oh.
And then dude shows up, and then I'm like, oh no, first she shows up. I said, no way, is this bitch gonna be the bad guy? And then dude shows up. I'm like, no, here he is. That's the bad guy.
No,
But then
her
as
boss
it
is
starts
the bad
going,
guy.
he's not really doing
Were
bad
you-
guy
You
things.
hired me last week.
That shit was funny. um, but I like the dude. He shows up. He said, "Hey, I was here for the HR convention or something." He said, "You're hired. Get in here." Well, okay. Oh man, they had
Life
a
is
lot
good.
of funny bits. There was a lot of really funny bits. A lot of
Life is good. It can be better.
right. It can be better. You're the guy. Oh. Does it to Diana? I don't have a TV. She said it so dry. I'm
I'll
like,
buy
God
it.
damn, Diana.
I'll buy you one. I like having the one I don't have.
Yeah, I think I'll stick with the one I don't have. God, she's such a bitch. I was like, Diana, don't do that. She's just trying to be
Oh,
nice.
Pedro, why are you flirting in front of this girl? You know that girl has a hot streak. You know Diana don't give a shit about you. What are you doing?
That shit's funny,
You gotta get Juanito a stepmama.
right?
I don't know what the kid's name was.
Something,
Something Mexican.
probably.
It's Juan.
Juan
It's
Jr.
Juan. It's not Juan.
Max Jr. Sorry.
Maybe.
But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to think more so about it. Like, what the fuck happened? I didn't have many notes. There was very long periods of time where I didn't have any notes, and I think that's because maybe the plot just wasn't moving. But I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't know how to, because like, I mean, I watch slice of life and shit, so it's probably easier for me to be like, oh, this is nice. They're just sitting there hanging out talking. Some people hate that shit.
There was a lot of like fish out of water scenes with Chris Pine. There was a lot of those. When she was showing him the elevator.
Yeah, they had a
or
whole
not the elevator,
montage,
the
didn't they?
escalator.
They had like a date montage for like 10, 15 minutes.
Right. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, the whole thing with what's his name with the wish guy? He was going around getting different like powerful people in positions of power to give to. Oh, you want this? Wouldn't you want that? Yeah, and then like yeah, it was a lot of plot moving, but not. It was all behind the scenes. We didn't know what the hell was going. Like what's happening?
Right, because all that shit he did to go get that guy's oil, it was impactful to the world, but I didn't give a shit. Like when that big wall showed up, and it
Yeah.
was like, now they don't have any water over there. I'm like, I don't care. Maybe I'm supposed to care, but I just didn't.
Right.
One thing I did think was a little not stupid, but kind of towards the end was the motivations from like the president and some of those people. It almost was like some kind of gag or something. Like he was like, "What do you want, Mr. President?" And he's like, "Well, we just need more nukes. Yeah, yeah, give us more nukes. If we have more than them, then they'll do what they tell. We would tell
He was
them."
like a caricature of like what a power hungry president is. Like,
Right. I
just
didn't
more
like
nukes.
that at all. I was like, that doesn't
Right.
seem
He was
correct.
he wasn't a character. As strong as they built up the villain as a character and like an actual person, some of these other people around were like kind of just caricatures.
Right, and that was like a little bit weird, I think, for me.
Mm.
They did show a lot of the stuff that happened, like
The Russians shot the nukes.
right. Yeah, the end of the world bits did come crashing pretty quickly.
We have to shoot our nukes. They're shooting their nukes.
Right.
Yes.
Uh,
I mean, you got to.
fuck, man.
Yeah.
I'm blanking. I watched this shit yesterday, and I'm like blanking on all of the movie.
That's pretty much the movie. There was like barely. There was a lot of nothing. There was a lot of scenes of just silence and just like looking at each other and stuff like that.
Well, I get it. Fuck.
those the bonding scenes with Diana and Cheetah before she turns into Cheetah. Just so wish for Cheetah. They're at the gala, where she
Where she
where she
meets
ran into
dude.
Steve,
Then they
and then
start their thing. They start their
yeah,
little, their
and
powwow, their montage.
Cheetah bangs Pedro Pascal.
Right. So they
Uh,
have that, and then she wakes up. She finds
he
what's his
steals the
name.
stone, gets his wish
He
to be
becomes
the
the
stone,
stone. So then,
and then from there he just starts. He goes to his boss, makes his boss or his
some
investor. Yeah,
investor.
yeah.
So he does that shit while she's hanging out with Dude Man. Cheetah's just off screen. She has a little powwow. She does her own little montage in the gym after
Oh
she rips
yeah,
the door off. That's not super important. Maybe that's why I forgot about it because it doesn't matter if she has her little montage. But
right.
it is kind of that's what. Yeah, it's like that's not very important to everything or at all. But
Yeah,
watching it was
there's a lot of
cool.
montages and a lot of nothing happening.
Right.
There's
'Cause
not nothing. There's like plot moving along. It's like pieces moving on the board before the plot happens. But
right, because then they go to Cairo first thing they wake up, right?
yeah,
And that was when that was when the whole Cairo shit happens and she has to save the kid, but she starts losing her power. But then they have a little
there's the
fight on the
chase that we
highway.
didn't talk about.
The chase on the highway, I think I mentioned it, but that was just they're just fighting random Arab goons.
Right,
It's not necessarily like some of the shots were really fucking cool though.
right.
So the action was cool, but the action felt a little weird. Like, why is she fighting these goons? Why are these goons even helping him? But I guess it was just the magic power that's part of it. Because I didn't realize until like towards the end of the movie,
We went to
he gets the fucking
yeah.
he gets the benefit. See, I didn't know that. That's why I was like, why the fuck would he wish to become a rock? I was like, that's a stupid ass wish to become the Rock. And then it was like,
I mean,
okay,
I would
unless
like
you're
to be
Dwayne
The Rock.
Johnson.
He's pretty rich.
But like, yeah, I was like, so it just seems dumb. But that's why he's smart because he did all the research. He figured out that the stone takes something in return. So if
Right.
he's the stone, he
he
gets
takes
to pick what the fuck he wants in return. Because now
Right.
he's the one
He
granting
can
the wish.
choose what's taken instead of it just being whatever they value most.
Right. And I was like, oh, this fucker's smart. So that's why he was
I
just
don't know.
making that
If
shit.
it was still he gets whatever they value most. He'd have to figure out what that person wanted the most, and that'd be more interesting.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Because then he would
maybe we
always
could
get
run
what
it.
he wants because he figured this rich, powerful dude values his company the most, but actually he values something different.
He just gets his family. His wife just falls in love with him.
Yeah,
Get away from me, bitch! I don't want you. I
yeah.
love you.
It'd be way more comedic. It'd be less serious of a movie though.
Right. But yeah, so maybe that's just it. There was a lot happening, but nothing was happening. And like,
Right.
so after the Cairo fight, they're like, "What's going on? We have to figure out what's happening." Then they
Yeah,
talk
there was
to
a
the
lot
random-
less of the main characters interacting with each other, and it was a lot of main characters interacting with random nobodies that show up for one scene.
Right, because they talk to that dude, the guru guy, and she reads the book. And
Yeah.
then Cheetah leaves. After Cheetah leaves, they leave, and that's when all hell starts breaking loose. Next thing you know, they're fighting at the White House.
Yes.
Because that's when they have to break into the White House, and they go and they break in the first time. That's when she rips the lock off. No,
Yeah, she rips the lock off in the thing.
but I thought they get in there by talking to that random guy she met at the party.
No.
Where did they break
Shit.
in there? That was the White House. Because he said, "I'm working at the White House now."
Shit, I don't remember.
That's what I'm saying. Like, fuck, I don't remember. Like, it must have been important if they were going. Because that means they went to two important places. One of which that she ripped off the fucking lock. That was his
the
office.
White House.
No, that was when she went to his office. They ripped off the lock in the
Hey.
office, and then that's when they go find out that that they see all the dust in his office, and that's when she finds the ring.
Right. Yes. Okay.
So they did go to his office for something. I don't to find the stone, I guess.
Find the stone, yeah, and then
And-
they found out that he became the stone. And then
Right,
she finds out that the stone is some ancient thing for the Greek gods.
right. I thought that was a cool bit. They didn't really do anything more with. Was the when she talks about the ancient items, that the items are infused with like
they're just setting it up for 3. Or,
yeah, do more of that because it's cool to think about items that are imbued with like power, right? Like some jealous item. It's like no, it's not powerful because of magic or whatever. It's the raw embodiment of jealousy that gives all these things. Like she talks about the truth with the lasso and shit. That it's
Yeah.
literally the embodiment of truth. That's what gives it power. Like, dang, cool.
Right.
Some kind of like ancient beings, you know, or like some kind of
The Greeks did embody every single aspect of life with a being.
that's cool.
'Cause they're insane.
But yeah, then by the time we get there, he's going to like the place with the end of the movie, and then they fight. So yeah, the movie is not very eventful. I like all the in-between bits.
Mm-hmm.
I like the watching them talk. I like watching them go places. I like them doing things. I liked the whole ride through. It was like, this is great. But thinking about the movie in retrospect, it's like, it's really maybe not that good. But I don't believe that. If I like watching it and I had like, I remember finishing it, be like, yeah, it was pretty good. I'd probably give it a 5.5.
Not bad.
Yeah, I mean it's watchable and it's fun the first way through. I might watch it again though. Like I would probably watch it right now. If someone's like, "Hey, you want to watch Wonder Woman
I would
84?" Like, fuck
probably
yeah.
watch it again just to see if there's anything I fucking missed. But I don't think I'd want to rewatch it.
I would
But
definitely watch it again. So, but also I'm biased as fuck, bro. Whew. I'm in love, bro. That actor, she just take my heart and fucking melt it in like a puddle,
fine.
dude. Both. Chris Pine
Uh,
and Gal, holy shit, bro! They can both just melt my heart. So maybe that's what I'm doing. I'm just like a fucking I'm just biased because I'm just like fell in love with the actors and how attractive they are.
I guess.
I do like I don't know. Maybe that's it. I just like Wonder Woman shit. I want to watch every Wonder Woman everything now since
I
she's
go watch
been
the
doing such a
1970s Wonder Woman
um,
movie.
no,
Not
not the, I
terrible.
just only this version. I still don't like Wonder Woman. Like I'm not gonna read her comics, and I don't
Well,
like her. She
she's
seems like a
in-
bitch.
The next
Um,
time we see her is in The Flash.
I gotta go watch The Flash then. Hell yeah.
Well, the next movie is the Suicide Squad.
Ah, yes, the cheese.
Because the first movie was called Suicide Squad, so the second one is called The Suicide Squad.
Right. I'm sticking with it. I was gonna give it like maybe a 6. I was like, no,
5.5 it is. Okay,
I don't
I
know,
give it a
man.
4.5.
I think. How do you rate a movie that's like cool to watch? Just don't think about it.
Uh, I mean, not really. I mean, you can, but
Because I want to give it a higher rating just based on how much fun I had while watching it. I remember being like on the edge of my seat at some
give
points,
it a
and like
6.
I remember being like, "Wow, this is cool!" Like when certain things were happening, I was like, "This guy's going fucking nuts. He's getting all the stockholders and all this crazy shit's happening, but he's fucked up. Why? His face is about to fall off. He's got veins all over him. What the fuck is happening? Where's the story even going?" Like that shit was cool. But it's not like when you put it on paper, it's not the same. All those cool things I remember, like it's like I think it's almost like Aquaman, right? I think I said the same thing about that shit. Where it was no, because Aquaman, it was just the second half that was really good, where it picked up.
Right.
Maybe like not because Shazam I gave a lot higher because it had good drama bits, but there was a lot of nothing
It was
happening
good
in there.
drama. It was really funny.
Right? What is this
The
missing?
characters.
Because
There's
this
a lot
movie
of
was really funny. It had just as much comedy and good shit as like and drama as like Shazam.
it was just super forgettable for me.
I mean that makes sense. Yeah, definitely. Almost every scene I remember watching. I don't remember watching rather. So it is forgettable for sure, and maybe that's the problem. If something's but I have bad memories, so I don't ever. I try and be a little bit
That
light
makes
on
sense.
that one.
Right.
Because if I start doing that, I fucking hate everything. Because I can't remember what I did yesterday. We gotta dissect this though. I feel like there's gotta be something. If we can't identify it, then that means there's an issue. That means like we're missing something, and that's not good. As like if you're gonna say something's not as good, it's like well then I should know why I'm saying it's not as good, and I can't think of why overtly. You know, like obviously I can say well maybe is some of these scenes felt like they didn't matter as much, but they were cool. Like I mentioned, I was like, oh, it's so forgettable. Her just going like when she gets her powers and she does like the fucking squat rack at the gym.
Right.
That's cool. These people are watching like, what the fuck? That 110-pound chick just picked that shit up. That was cool. That's like a funny little scene. But like, what's wrong with that?
It was
Maybe
a
like,
funny scene, but I think it could have been cut. Honestly.
well, probably, because it didn't need to be there. But I
There's a
thought
lot
it
of
was
cuttable
cool.
stuff in the
Almost the entire movie's cuttable. But then like, that's because it's like a
Moving down
slice of
movie.
life style.
Yeah.
Everything slice of life can be cut, really. Most things. Just because it doesn't add to the plot, but that's the whole point. That's like you're just watching the characters do stuff. It's about their life.
Yeah.
What are your expectations? Is this like an action movie?
I was expecting an action movie. Yeah,
That might lead to some of it. There wasn't that much action. Not
but I
meaningful
like
action.
but I like the villain and how like his resolution that he actually didn't end up having to get killed. He actually just realized he was wrong and then like took back what he did.
Right.
I like that. That was fine.
Because if you were expecting action, there was not any good action in this whole movie, I think. Maybe the fight scene with Cheetah at the end. Everything else, it's either just beating up goons or like some other fight. Like, I mean, she had the fight at the White House, but that was just random goons with guns. Some cool punches, I guess, but there wasn't that many cool fights at all. Maybe that's like one thing. I didn't mind it so much though. I don't think. I mean, I like the drama bits,
Yeah.
but there's not that much drama bits though. Maybe that's that. Here we go. Now we're getting it. I found some juice here. um,
I was about to say that I liked that she was conflicted with keeping Chris Pine alive or doing what's best for society or whatever. But I didn't get enough.
right.
Like
Well,
just
that's
that
what I'm
one scene.
thinking. It's like a lot of the story.
There was less emotion and turmoil within Diana throughout the movie than I wanted because I love that shit in that first movie.
Right.
That shit didn't even come till the end. A little bit in the beginning and a little bit at the end. In the middle, it was mostly just her kicking ass.
Right.
Uh,
Even with a lot of the characters' drama bits, they're not playing the drama. And that's what I think I'm noticing is because I was like, I like all the slice of life bits, so why are they bad or what's wrong here? And I started comparing to like other slice of life shit that I've watched. When those introduce drama or things that they do, it's usually meaningful in some way because it either exposes a flaw in someone's friendship or behavioral patterns. Whether or not they act on it in the moment, it's at least been exposed and identified and will come into play later. Even if it's like, oh, we're just going to the gas station. Or it's going to introduce a third party character. Now it's like, well, this third party character adds a different dynamic to their friend group. So then all of a sudden, boom, now things are going to be changing soon. And how are the characters going to deal with that? And there's always these drama bits that like are either adding to the story or complexifying it or whatever the fuck you smart guy terms. And then
adding complexity. But
yeah, it works. All the drama bits I've been talking about the whole time, nothing. They didn't add anything. They never added it even at all, because like all of her montage being in love with him, we don't need that. That didn't add anything at all. We knew they were in love. We knew how much they meant to each other from the moment they came back to each other in like that first scene. So any amount of bonding they did is just not important. Even though it's cool to watch, it's like it's not important because we're not getting anything. I'm not like, oh yeah, they're falling in love. That's like the drama bits that you like. And then by midway through the movie, what's her name's character was already like, we're not getting any more of that. Like there was no transition almost either for her being like a snooty bitch. It was just, I'm super timid and nervous and I'm not hot and everyone hates me and doesn't notice me. She gets powers over the course of 10, 15 minutes. I'll give you 20 max. And then she's just sitting at work chilling. She's just sitting there having fun, talking to people. She's like the life of the party and oh ha 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 and just telling jokes and shit. And like that one hot dude, Jake or whatever, is like, hey, can I talk to you? And you know what I mean? So like it didn't take long for her to be established, but there was that didn't bounce off anybody else. Diana didn't bounce off that. No one cared about that. And it didn't change. Like there was no drama that came from that, even though that is the drama that we're being shown. It is complexifying the story somehow because she's a different person, but no one gave a shit. Diana didn't care. She didn't care until it was like the end. You know what I mean? Like by that point, she just fucking did like a 180 and was like, "I hate you." So like that there was no building on that drama throughout the whole movie. So her character didn't matter. I would argue, like for almost the entirety of the movie, her character didn't matter. The assistant or the friend, I don't know. Because what did she do? She shows up. She's like, "Yeah, I found this rock, and they're helping me work on it." And then Diana's supposed to be like, you know, look how happy she is, even though she's single and ugly and everyone doesn't like her. She's supposed to, I guess, learn from hey, maybe you don't have it as bad off as you think you do, Diana. And then I thought it's supposed to be like a dichotomy of like they should learn from each other on how to be happy with who you are and things that happen or whatever. And then they don't talk. They don't talk at all for a very long portion of time after Sexy Boy shows up. After that night, even. That night when he gets the rock, she goes and
Yeah.
bangs dude in her office, and that's it. They don't talk again for a very long time. She calls her in Cairo and says, "Hey, can you look something up for me?" And she says, "Yeah, sure."
No, they talk the next day because she shows up and asks about. He literally goes up to her and says, "Let me see the stone." And she was like, I gave it to,
Oh yeah, I gave it to what's his name.
yeah.
But that's still like interrogation. They're not talking as friends.
Oh, definitely.
They're not
no.
talking as characters or equals or people that even matter to each other.
Okay.
But they do supposed to be mattering to each other by the end of the movie. But they don't, and I think that's what she calls her again at Cairo, I think. So their relationship didn't really exist throughout most of the movie. And maybe that's why it felt so hollow when she's like, "But look at you, what have you lost? You've lost your warmth." And I was like, remember why I think that line was so stupid? And it was like, there we go, we don't even know her. We don't know shit about this chick. We've only talked to her a couple times. And then she's talking to that one guy who brings her the film. She's like looking through all the film, and she's like, "Yeah, I don't need this anymore. Thanks for nothing, asshole," or something. She's like, such just a bitch to that guy. And he was like, "Oh, you're welcome." And then she just walks away. So like, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
And then when she has her other transition, she like almost kills that dude, or maybe she does actually fucking break that dude's neck in the alleyway. That doesn't get any more payoff. I mean, I guess we like, yeah, but now she's a bad guy now, but and it showed her transition to her being like evil, but she wasn't evil. Also, she was working with what's his name, but he's not evil. By the end of the movie, even he's not a bad guy. He's just stupid and misunderstood and fucking just doesn't. He's just in over his head. So
Right.
when she's like fucking turning blatantly evil and wants to fucking murder people and become an apex predator, their two visions don't align, but they're supposed to be like teaming up by the end. So that feels a little forced, a little weird. His drama bits were not drama bits at all throughout the whole movie. He was a pretty well-established character, and he continued to be the same character all throughout. It was just the level of which success he was having being like the bad guy.
Hmm.
So like he didn't really change much, which is good, but that also means that any scene he was in, we weren't getting any juice. You know, any scene you see him in, whether it's funny or like, oh haha, he's doing that, or what, he's going to get more power, but it's not like impactful at all.
Right.
And then yeah, Diana and Sexy Boy, not impactful at all because we already know they love each other. He was funny, obviously, and I like his little quips.
Mhm.
Their little ride in the plane is cool. It's romantic, but again, it's like we don't need more romantic shots for them, just because at this point we're worried about other stuff, and that's why when their relationship comes to not I guess it comes to an end because he's dead now or dead again. That's why that scene was so fucking good. That's drama bits that have been building up and paying off. Same thing with what's his name, the bad guy. His whole drama bits when it finally builds up and pays off, and he renounces it to go be with his son. That's like oh, he had another one. He had a really good one when he's talking to his son in the office, or when like he's mentioned someone says something. Hey, sir, can I ask you? He said, "Alistair, what the fuck? I
right.
thought it was his mom's weekend." And then you see the boy
Yeah.
get up and walk away because he could hear him
Right,
outside the
yeah,
door. That shit was fucked up. That was a really good little scene. And then when he's in the room, he said, "You can wish for anything." He said, "Just relax" or something. And he like he hurries up and stops touching him because he
Yeah.
was gonna wish for like something like I just want
Yeah, he
to
was
be
gonna,
with you.
He was gonna wish for you to be, yeah, for him to be with him.
And then he ends up like, "Well, I wish for your success then."
Yeah, right.
I thought that was gonna fucking pay off bad. I thought his son was gonna get terminally ill, and
Right.
it's because the fucking wish, like he has to take the price. So then, like he's not gonna want to take anything from his son, but he has no choice. So then he ends up like taking his son's life force, and he wants to watch him die because of all these wishes and shit.
The entire time I was watching the movie, I turned to Keely and kept going, "He's gonna lose what's most precious to him, his son."
Right,
And no, never.
right. And I thought they were gonna build that up a little bit. I'm not sad anyway with how his character turned out. I think it turned out fine.
Oh, but I love the
that-
sadness. I
That,
like
yeah, that was an
my
angle that
heartbroken.
would have been really good if his son pretty much committed suicide without knowing it by making that wish.
Right.
And then he was gonna lose everything. So then that's when he goes crazy. Because his transition into going fucking ape shit and wanting the president and everything else, it did seem a little rough. It seemed a little like, yeah, you want to be successful, but why are you going after like world leaders and infinite power kind of craziness? But it would make sense if that's what he was doing. He was like, I need to get my son back, and he couldn't, right? He was like, if I just get more wishes, more power, more, I'll be able to bring my son back. but you can't because the rock is what's killing your son. Like, unless you stop that shit, you can't stop this from being done. And that would have been a really cool way to do that. So he had a couple moments that did get paid off pretty well in those scenes, but those scenes were so short-lived, and also the son is not important to the movie at all outside of his motivation. He doesn't have a lot of screen time. He doesn't have, I don't even can't remember his name, but I don't remember anything anyway. But so yeah, I think that's one of the biggest issues, is that the action scenes that happened were just stupid goons. And then the cool fight with what's her name. I did like the fight. The choreographed was pretty good. Choreography. And then the armor I thought was fucking sick. So when she was tearing that shit up, dude, fucking just like ripping the fuck. I was like, oh my god, please, Diana, stop, do something. But yeah, most of the fights throughout the whole movie are not very cool. They're just goons, and then most of the drama is not very good. There's no drama. There's no introduction of complexity. There's no introduction of like tension. There's not any more tension than we already knew was there. Like we knew, okay, he's the big bad, and things are gonna go all hell breaks loose by the end of it.
Right.
So I think a lot of that, and then we already knew that. I knew pretty much by the end of the movie, what's his name is gonna have to die again, which is gonna be fucking sad, and that it worked. Even though I knew it was coming, it still got me. But yeah, I think that's the issue. Is that
Yeah,
the
I
movie-
mean, like when I saw Chris Pine was in the movie, I'm like, are we gonna have flashbacks? What the fuck's that?
right, the intro when his name popped up.
Yeah.
I said, bro, sexy boy's in here? What? That shit was funny. But yeah, I think that they needed to bring it down to earth a little more. Maybe the movie was too space headed, or I don't know how you'd say that. Like, it's too big, always. Everything is so big all the fucking time. Almost immediately as the movie starts, it's all very big. The scale, the world, how many people we have access to that are pretty much relevant to the plot. And then, like, I guess when I say relevant to the plot, it's like even all the stuff they did across the world when he's traveling and all the other shit. That just kind of broadens the scope of the movie that the characters are involved in.
Right.
But, so yeah. That makes sense. That's why, and that would also make sense why it's good watching it, but not good on retrospect. Because while you're watching it, there's, in every individual scene, there's a sort of pseudo payoff. Because you're watching it happen, you're expecting something is coming, you're enthralled in the story, like, oh yeah, things are coming, like, shit's happening. So, like, no matter what, if there's a bunch of exposition or something, whatever, it's not over. I think that's how I could see it. Like, when what's her name had that scene at the gym, or when she fucking killed that dude in the alleyway, that's going somewhere. That's like, oh shit, did she just do that? What the fuck? And then the storyline is progressing. So whether or not she killed that dude is not important to the story. I mean, it shows, hey, look, she's evil now, or she's turning evil. But that scene sucks throughout. If you look at it in retrospect of the whole movie, sure, it showed her kind of turn evil or whatever, but then her character turning evil and everything didn't make sense anyway. No one cared about her. She wasn't important to the other characters in the story at all. Not to Maxwell, not to Diana. She wasn't important to anybody. Which I guess is supposed to be her whole shtick. But
Yeah.
that's like, as a viewer, you don't care because the other characters don't care. So that's why ultimately all the scenes that had her in it were just, they feel stupid when you think back to them again. Because I'm like, yeah, why were they there? Why I didn't give a shit about her. But when you're watching it play out, and this matters too because these aren't rewatches. I think this is like, I've only watched this one once. So a lot of it is just I'm there for the ride and I'm enjoying it. But by the end of the movie, the ride's over and I'm just like, cool, I remember the last 10 minutes, or whatever it is that's fresh in my memory, can leave me with a better experience than like the storytelling would have allowed when you really stop and think about it.
Right.
So there it is. No, I think I got to give it a 5. I fucking lowered it. I'm trying to find out. No, it's got to be better than that, right? I'm trying to pull it up to a 6 and I talk myself down to a 5. I think a 5 is solid though.
I'm still about a 4.5, maybe like a 4.7. Like,
Right.
it's not the worst movie I've ever seen. So, like, but I don't know. I don't really feel super comfortable giving. I might give it a 5 because I did enjoy it for the
Right.
most part. I just don't want to rewatch it.
Right. It's fun enough that if I had someone who hadn't seen it, I'd rewatch it with them. And I'd be pretty excited about it. So I'm still.
I mean, if the same people make the third one, I wouldn't be upset. So
Right. It was a good movie. Yeah. At least it was solid enough that it's like do a little bit better and you've got yourself some gold. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like it's not like it was so egregious or terrible. I'm gonna give it a 5.5 again. I do because I was like, you know what? I was thinking it's still not good enough for a 6. I don't think that it's. I think there's too many holes. There's too many things they didn't do well, especially with all the drama and everything else, and that matters. But they were done well, and this is why again it's a fucking conundrum. Because what's his all like you said, all the characters were like, I liked watching the romance between him and her. It was good.
Mhm.
I liked watching Maxwell fucking go ape shit and try and piece his life back together and only make it worse. I didn't like the fucking friend. I didn't like her at all. But I think but those don't matter. I mean Maxwell matters the most and he was like one of the best parts. So but Diana doesn't matter as much. Well, she gets the wish.
True.
So that matters. Her getting the wish is like, and that's her trying to figure this stuff out and like grow and not be sad waiting on him forever. It's a big moment. But outside of that, and that's what I'm saying. How many scenes are directly playing into that? I guess you could argue all of the scenes where they're in love together and they do like the fireworks festival together and stuff. But
Right.
I don't think that. See, now maybe I'm not being fair, right? The only part in this movie that she had agency in or that mattered at all for her was learning to get over losing
Right.
dude Steve.
That's fine. Yeah.
She had to lose Steve and she had not she could not get over that. That was her whole movie was about that. So what scenes directly played into that? And
Not much.
if you don't count them just going on dates together, nothing. I mean, not really.
Right.
Nothing really played into that. It nothing. I mean, the last scene of them leaving, obviously, and then the scene leading up to that, where he's like, "We have to talk about this," and then because of this thing, so it was what's the word? Not superfluous, circumference, like on the outside, like orbiting.
It was orbiting.
I guess
I don't
so.
know.
It's like it's auxiliary. It's like it's not
Okay.
directly tied to the
Yeah.
main shit.
I got you.
Because the main shit is Maxwell, but I guess he has the fucking. It's the wish. The wish stone is the main shit, which does give her the ability to have to lose him again.
Hmm.
But her and Maxwell have nothing to do with each other throughout the whole movie. I mean, yeah, they followed him to Cairo and they fight once or twice, but
Right. Yeah.
they don't really have anything to do with each other. She's trying to stop him, I guess, but he's a bit oblivious to her in the most
Yeah.
part.
Like he doesn't care about her at all.
No.
She's not. She's not a factor for him.
Right. And then she cares about him, but she mainly just cares about Steve. So she don't really care about the bad guy or what's happening to the world. Not that it seems so anyway.
She cares about it, but she just doesn't want to acknowledge that shit. She wants to keep her wish.
Right. And a lot of these scenes I'm talking about only show up in like the last 30 minutes.
Right.
So for the first, what, half of the movie, we're not doing anything that matters to Diana at all.
No.
I mean, it's build up, it's set up, but that's not good enough, I guess. That's because I mean, it's just it
lowering
can't
it
be.
back, or you gonna keep it 5.5?
I don't know. 5.5. I'm sticking with it. I think
Alright.
that's it's definitely not a 6. It's not good enough in any way, shape, or form to be a 6, which sucks because there is some decent bits, and I like to be generous because you don't want to shit on movies. Which I mean,
Right.
5.5 is not shitting on it, but it did have its flaws. But I think it's
above
not.
average.
It's
Average
not
is 5.
definitely above. It's not below a 5. It's not like because I mean I gave She-Hulk like a 4. I think it should have got more of a 3.5. But
Probably.
but I see. I don't want to put it anywhere lower than closer to 5 you get, the closer to like this isn't very good at all. I wouldn't even want to watch it again. And I don't think it's that bad. It's one of those weird ones where it's like it's not as bad as it is, if that makes sense. Like it's that bad. The storyline is that incohesive. The characters' motivations don't overlap. What's her name? Probably could have been Cheetah could have taken out of the movie entirely. I think if you took out Cheetah entirely, maybe it's a better movie because we get more time with Maxwell and we get more time with the interactions between Diana, Steve, and then the world maybe. I don't know, but then really what do you do? Because then half the movie just feels empty, unless you just give more Maxwell time. But he doesn't need any more screen time. We got pretty well his motivations with what he got so far. And then you give more screen time to Diana, which will be good.
Right.
I don't think she had enough, did she?
Nah.
And I'm not going to
Maybe.
count action scenes where she's just like the whole scene is to show that, one action, but two, her powers are dwindling. Because some of those are like 10 minutes long. So yeah, Diana took a bit of a back seat in her own movie. Yeah, it needs work. It definitely needs work, but it is still good enough. We're done. We're done. Cutting it. Cut it. Anything else? What do you got, dude? Okay, we're done. This went
I'm done.
longer than it
Yeah,
should
yeah.
have.
Hey, I'm done. I pretty much don't have anything else to really say.
Well, I'm ready for number 3. She better be signed for more years. Oh my god, dude! If she stops playing Wonder Woman, I don't know if I can watch any. I mean, I'll still watch.
I'm pretty sure she is. I'm pretty sure she's still gonna be Wonder Woman.
Oof, she has
I know.
melted
I
my
know.
heart.
Jason Momoa is still gonna play Aquaman. We're slated for Aquaman 2, and I think they said that they still have a contract for Aquaman 3.
Nice.
But
Well,
I don't know anything behind the scenes going on with the Wonder Woman stuff. I know that this movie itself did get a make a doubt. It put a lot of doubt on Patty Jenkins, the director and screenwriter for this movie. She did the first one as well. She didn't write the script. She was just the director. And then
Right.
this one she wrote the script and directed. So she's probably a better director than she was a scriptwriter.
right, possibly.
So they're gonna go back and hire Alan Heinberg again. That's the guy who directed the first or wrote the screenplay for Wonder Woman.
It depends to me on the context. I
Right.
think all of the skill and all of the things that were done in like the war setting,
Mhm.
if it's a different setting completely, maybe a different writer is better for capturing.
This was written by 3 people.
Huh.
Kind of shows. Maybe they weren't exactly seeing eye to eye on everything. I don't know.
Right. Well, I mean, it definitely feels as disjointed as then like maybe people are making their own stories.
Right.
Whoever did Maxwell's part did a fucking smash up job.
Well, the next movie is The Suicide Squad, and it'll be our 12th DC movie.
Right, 12th annual coming to fucking stores near you. Cool. I guess we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah, do all the things. Like, subscribe.
Comment, share.
These movies are gonna be.
Show your parents.
These reviews are going up there as fast as I can, and I'm probably not gonna edit these as much going into the DC movies because not going but these movies because I think most of them have been on topic. There've been a
Right.
couple times where we've rambled like this one, where I will cut out some of this rambling, but I think Batman vs Superman we rambled a little bit in that one too, but other
Right.
than that, yeah, I'm almost done with the Superman. Yeah. So
It's the New Age Run reviews, short story short.
short story short, yeah.
Stay
What's
tuned
this, 2
for
hours?
YouTube near you.
What is it, 2 hours? Two in like 15 minutes.
Right.
All right. Well then.
Peace.
Bye bye.